AZ, while Aside's playing like a PvT. Which sounds kind of weird, but you know, against macro Terran and macro Zerg, that's kind of what you want to do. You want to put pressure on the Zerg, not let him take bases, and build up to a giant Protoss death ball. We'll see what he does with this, as we have two Marauders finally now coming to the front to pick off some buildings.
Yeah, I'm not too certain of how many buildings you're actually able to kill because that Void Ray is out already. At bare minimum, though, with that little Marauder push, they will have now scouted this Void Ray, which will allow them prepare for it to come towards their bases. You already see instantly a little bit of a reaction. Killer here does have some extra queens out already, so probably not going to be too worried about that single Void Ray, as, of course, we do have GETSLAMT with a handful of Marines out as well, so that Void Ray not going to really be able to do a whole lot of damage. And following it up with a Phoenix here, but I feel like this Phoenix Void Ray play is just a little too late to really do a whole lot of damage to Killer, but he might actually be able to deny his third, which would be pretty decent.
Yeah, he's probably gearing up for some type of multi-Stargate play, possibly.
Oh, the Phoenix. He's going to need to get this Void Ray out of here, actually, because it looks like GETSLAMT's going to get here just in time to defend this. But no, turrets down in his main, and here comes the Void Ray. Could actually potentially kill a couple of SCVs here. You're actually going after the gas SCVs first. Not going to allow him to charge up. I'm not really sure about the decision to go for the SCVs that are on the gas, rather than actually being able to charge up on one of the other SCVs. And now here comes the Marines, and they're going to be able to save this before... Oh, even loses the Void Ray. Kind of sloppy control there by
a little
Superninja.
bit. We do see actually a Twilight Council and a Templar Archives now going down for Superninja, so no crazy Stargate play this time.
And a lot of gateways. Holy cow.
6 gateways in production at this moment, adding to his one at the front. That makes it 7.
Actually, be 8 gateways total now because he adds
8 gateways. 9 gateways. Is this 9? Is that 9?
No.
Yeah,
it's just...
1 in his natural. That's 9.
Yeah,
that's a 9 gateways. Wow. Okay. And we see Azide doing a standard double Robo Colossus. Excuse me. Getting his +1 halfway done. Gearing up for the same type of push. And we see Killer and GETSLAMT, a similar composition, Ling and Fester at this point, with standard bio play.
Yeah, I don't actually mind the Ling and Fester play here out of Killer, because he uses it so well. I mean, he really uses the Lings to run by a lot and stuff, but the problem that they're going to have is on this map, run-bys, they're just not very good at all. Yeah. So I'm not 100% certain I like the Ling and Fester composition that much out of Killer on this map. I like it in general. I think Killer uses it very well. But I think on this map, Roach Infester might be a little bit stronger because this is a little bit more of a straightforward slugfest style of map rather than a map where you can really do a lot of counterplay on.
Yeah, I actually would like it if GETSLAMT actually scanned the Azide and Superninja's natural here to get a sense of the composition, because they did see the Void, they did see the Phoenix, but they can't assume Stargate at this point. They haven't seen the Phoenix flying around. They basically don't know what is going on in the Protoss base at all. So they're kind of playing this blind, which I'm not a fan of at this point.
Yeah, if we're looking at the Army supply, you can see our Protoss and Protoss team at 107 and 96 compared to the 100 and 113 of our TZ team. So as far as total Army goes, pretty equal, all things considered. Gas value definitely in the favor of our Protoss and Protoss teams as far as tech units go. But everything's looking pretty even right now. Harvester-wise, of course, Killer with the huge advantage over everybody, but that's pretty standard for the Zerg player to be quite a bit up over any other of the Terran and Protoss players, but it looks like they are actually moving out. Now a ton of Templars getting warped in here for Superninja. I don't know if he's going to actually... It looks like he's waiting for Zealot leg speed, so it looks like he's maybe planning on going just a straight charge Zealot Archon, and then the Blink Stalker Robo composition by Azide. Now, of course, Azide does not have Blink yet. Would probably be getting that later in the game if he can. I'm not sure if they're going to actually attempt to push forward here, or if they're going to just try and hold this center area and try and take over these gold bases and play defensively. But we're about to find out here in just a second, potentially.
Yeah, they really should do some damage here. Oh, good storms on the Vikings, as we see. Good force fields now.
Great fungal growth, though. Oh my god, and we see actually Azide's Colossus are just going to get wiped out, and here comes a bunch of fungals. Do have a bunch of infested Terran coming as well, and he's just holding the Lings back, which I like the most about this. Just holding the Lings back until the last possible minute. Now moving forward with the Lings, Not a lot of those Zealots and Archons are already extremely weakened, and it looks like GETSLAMT and his teammate of dKiLLeR are just going to absolutely obliterate this army.
Yeah, that was actually supposed to go in the double Protoss team's favor. They had a better composition, they had better tech units, and that's a strength of the PP team. Is the you know, 2 base all-ins, the Colossus Storm composition is very, very strong, but they engaged up a ramp in a bad angle against a big concave against people with stellar control, and you know, look what happened.
Yep, definitely did not end up in their favor at all. Just to give you guys an idea of how much not in their favor. 86 supply for Azide, 102 for Superninja, to the 147 and 174 of GETSLAMT and dKiLLeR. So right now these guys are way ahead, and the only thing that could really potentially put them behind is a bad engagement on their part as they push forward here. I honestly wouldn't mind to see them contain here and get these extra bases up and just poke at some of this outside tech without really risking their army by trying to just push in for a killing blow.
Yeah, I mean, they could just sit out here, especially with the charge lot composition of Superninja. One fungal in that choke will just bottleneck all of them, and that's basically what happened in the prior engagement. All the Zealots got fungaled, and they didn't do anything in the entire fight. So now we see GETSLAMT taking a 3rd base, dKiLLeR taking a 5th and 6th base, or 4th and 5th base, I'm sorry. We do see Superninja and Azide moving out here, but great fungals on the Zealots. Good storms as well, too. This could go either way. If the Zealots get loose, they could do some serious damage. It looks like they are, but feedback's going off on the medevacs. Archons morphing, Immortals here wrecking in the front, but we see the Lings now coming in behind, just slaughtering everything. But the Zealot Warpman and Superninja might make it slightly close, but Marauders in the end will finish off everything, and looks very, very grim as the GGs come out of Azide there.
Yep, and there indeed is the GG by Azide and Superninja, and that means that dKiLLeR and GETSLAMT will end up taking the 2-0 victory, the sweep over Azide and Superninja, to move on to be our first team in the finals here for the Zeke 2v2 Masters Weekly. And I gotta be honest, GETSLAMT and dKiLLeR, they hit that engagement perfectly. When Azide and Superninja, they were coming up that ramp, and they just basically walked themselves right into a trap. Great fungal growth went down, really held a lot of the front end of the army, and dKiLLeR was really smart about what he did with his Lings. Held them back in the back, allowed the bio forces of GETSLAMT to really clean up a lot of those Zealots of Azide and Superninja, and then came sweeping in with all of those Lings after a lot of the Zealots have been cleaned up, and used them to help just absolutely demolish the rest of the army there.
Yeah,
and the Vikings coming in from the edge too were great. I mean,
definitely.
They got a couple of the Vikings, but they basically eliminated all the Colossus as well. So no Colossus, no Zealots. Here comes a bazillion Lings. What are you going to do? You're going to die.
Yeah, that was just, I don't even know. That was such good control because they had an inferior composition. They should not win against Colossus Storm going Ling Infestor. That just should not ever happen. But their control is perfect. dKiLLeR's decision to, you know, put the fungals down in key places against key Zealots and holding back those Lings, like you said, they just, you know, they just dominated that game. Even though this is the first big challenge that they had, but they, you know, they swept them 2-0. Very, very.